Golden Bear prances around proudly with a championship trophy as fans are tailgating here on the campus of Miles College Alumni Stadium in Fairfield, Alabama, right outside of Birmingham. Miles College 2-2, taking on their arch rival Albany State in a key SIAC matchup. Hello, everybody. I'm James Verrett, along with two-time Super Bowl champion and proud graduate of the Fort Valley State University, Tyrone Poole. Tyrone, both of these teams are trending in the right direction.
The right direction is correct. They are trending up, and they both want to get back to that championship and hopefully face each other again like they did in 2019.
And for Albany State, their defense has led them. They've had 2 shutouts this season. Their offense still trying to get on track, but they'll be led by a freshman running back in Marquise Folks, who has been able to really steady their run game.
Yeah, Marquise Folks, you see him right here. He's a heck of a running back. He's a reason why Albany State is trending up, and he's going to have to play a very big role with that offensive line if they are to beat Miles College today.
Averaging 75 yards and 2 touchdowns for Miles College. They have an outstanding running back also, but he is a load. Deontay Edwards is a man with his hair on fire. It's golden, and he has the golden legs with over 100 yards rushing the game.
Edward in charge. Miles College offense rushing game is not number 1 for nothing. This guy is a hell of a load to bring down, and it's going to take all of Albany State's defense to stay in their gaps to control Edwards in this running game of Miles College.
104 yards per game. Can he keep that consistency? That's something that we'll have to wait and see. From Fairfield, Alabama, rematch of the SIAC championship game. Miles taking on Albany State. Stay tuned. We'll have it live coming up right here on ESPN.
As a global bank, our game plan is to help clients manage their money. We're a team of challengers, thinkers, and go-getters. Together, we bring out the best in each other. With our partner SIAC, we're creating pathways for the next generation of talent. We're scouting bankers, advisors, techies, and yes, athletes. Kick off your career with UBS.
We are a university of amazing differences.
One of culture and diversity that span our community and link us each to another. Whoever you are,
Wherever you're from,
we are proud to welcome you
to the best university and HBCU
in the world. Albany State University. Excellence is the standard.
And we take a look at the gates of Miles College in Fairfield, Alabama. And yes, they're ready for some football. Here come the reigning SIAC football champion, Miles College Golden Bears, and their visiting team, the Albany State Golden Rams. Coach Gabe Giardina, affectionately known as Coach G. He is at the helm for Albany State, has survived through the pandemic and has his team thriving. And you see Reginald Ruffin, the head coach for Miles College. They have a 2-2 record. They had 2 tough FCS games against Alabama State. They lost in overtime, and then on the road at Southern University. And they came out with a technical knockout in their win against Clark Atlanta. They only allowed 2 safeties, 4 points. Yeah. And here we go. Gabriel Bellina is off with the kickoff, and stepping out of bounds uncharacteristically was Miles College, and they won't have the best field position, Tyrone.
Yeah, you know, on that particular kickoff right there, James, there is a rule that if the return guy catches the ball while he is out of bounds, then that is a penalty on the kicking team. But right there, you know, it's kind of a little bit of inexperience. It's kind of a situational opportunity right there.
Anthony Robinson, who was the return man for Miles, was the one who made the mistake. He also played wide receiver for the purple and gold. Here comes that defense, dirty blue defense. Already have 2 shutouts this season for Albany State.
Yeah, this is the 14th meeting of this team. So far, out of the last 10 games, they are 5-5. Each have won 5 games. Total, Miles College has won 6, 7 by Albany State of the 13 that they have played. So this is the 14th meeting. And it's going to be a barn burner, as they say.
And looks like they're going to re-kick. So there was a flag, and now they're going to do a re-kick. Coach Ruffin obviously pleased that they did say that it went out of bounds. And here comes Robinson. He'll take it inside his own 5, and now he has some room to run, and he's brought down at about the 28-yard line. And once again, they got the home, as they say, some help there from the referees for Robinson, who looked like he stepped out of bounds early on.
Yeah, you know, the kickoff, anytime you have a great game, a rivalry like this is turning out to be Miles and Albany State, the kickoff is the most important start of the game. You want to set the tone with the kickoff. And Leland, number 44, Albany State, came down and made that tackle. And it's time to get it on, James, as they say, ding, ding.
And here's Claude Newell, the quarterback for the Golden Bears. You see his numbers, not a lot of passing, but he is an efficient quarterback. But this is what they want to do, is try to get their guys in space. They find some space, and an incompleted pass intended for Jai Andrews, young man out of Birmingham by way of Ramsey High School.
Yeah, you saw Miles College drop back for a pass. That's not their norm. They are a running game, but that's what you have to do. You come out and you do something abnormal to kind of set your team up, your opponent up. So believe me, Coach Ruffin right there, he's thinking. He said, okay, I'm going to lull you guys to sleep, and then we're going to come back and we're going to run Edwards.
2nd down and 10. This time Edwards does get the ball, and he eludes one defender in Octavius Floyd. And this time he's met by a sea of defenders. Check that. That was Malik Barnes who tried to make the tackle, but ending up making the play was Josh Hills for the Golden Rams.
Yeah, Hills, Rollins, Brown, number 8, Rollins, number 9, Brown, number 8. You see those guys show up and make that tackle for Albany. That's what they're going to have to do right here. They're going to have to gang tackle this tremendous running game of Miles College, because this is what they love to do. Outside, inside.
3rd down and long. Pass play, trying to bubble screen. They do have it. Find their spectacular all-conference tight end in Montavious Tinch, but well short of the first down. And it may be a passing situation. They may want to go for it, though. They are an aggressive team.
Yeah, situation here, though, you know, you want to play within the games. It's kind of early. You know, I've always liked the screen call. I think when you're playing against a team that has an aggressive front four, aggressive defense, the screen pass is always a great play to call.
And they did have a flag, and oh, man. They're going to call that one every time. Coimba Jones, all-conference free safety, gets called for a roughing, which moves it to an automatic first down near midfield for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, sometimes them defensive backs, when they blitz, they don't know when to slow up.
Edwards, this time with the spin moves, gets into Golden Ram territory, brought down at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Edwards. I consider Edwards like, back with the Washington football team. They had the Hogs. So the Hogs are the offensive line for the Miles College. So Miles College going to crank up this diesel, but a little bit of tripping right there by the quarterback. Didn't quite get out the way to let that diesel named Edwards get started right there.
Now, that fall right there, he did fall forward. He may have lost 2. For the entire season, he's only had 8 negative yards rushing.
Yeah, and again, that's just good as far as goes to show how the coaching staff really pays attention and the players are understanding what the coaches are saying. We want to fall forward. No negative yards, no big plays, nothing negative to, as the old saying goes, shoot ourselves in the foot.
3rd down 7. Getting some pressure. Newell, he eludes one defender, another. He splits 2, gets enough of the first down and more. This young man stands 6'4", 230, and he's alone. And he presses that arm forward for another Golden Bear first down.
Yeah, it's a breakdown right here. You see the Albany State defender gets washed in, and once he gets washed in, there's no contained man. And now Newell just has no choice but to run and pick up positive yards. So Albany State is going to have to make sure when they rush this guy that they have someone to contain and keep him in the pocket.
Newell is going to keep it, and this time he gets hit hard and brought down right at the line of scrimmage by Brandarius Rawlings.
Yeah, Rollins. Anytime you get a quarterback who's a running quarterback, you want to punish him. They're just like a running back. Great hit right there. Again, anytime a quarterback runs the ball, you want to lay that lick on them so the next time they think about it.
Newell keeps it on the option play. Reception made. Good job there by Lodge. Able to get a first down and move the chains again into the red zone.
Yeah, you see right here again, Miles College, they will throw the ball, but this is not what they want to do. And you see right there, Williams for Albany State, he's going to have to play tighter coverage than what he did on that play.
Edwards in the red zone. This time he's going to be pulled all the way down by Antonio Leroy Jr., and there's a flag down. Our head referee today, Lewis Satter. And looks like it's going to be a hold against the center, Tyler Lowry.
Yeah, you mentioned Antonio Leroy Jr. His dad used to play for Albany State. He was a running back, Antonio. So Leroy. So it's in the genes. But right here, Miles is going to run Edwards. This is their workhorse. But again, Albany State, they got to surround that ball to slow down this running game.
They can get a first down without scoring if they can get inside the 5. Good pitch and catch there, able to get some of the yardage back that they lost on the penalty, and Jai Andrews with his first reception of the day.
These guys, James, they have a similar look at times offensively. And you're going to see that backside slant with full action away happen a lot today.
Edwards again falling forward, able to get inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. Bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, all day today, all this evening. Let's pay attention to that offensive line. Let's pay attention to those blocking by the receivers and just see what type of zone blocking, man blocking, Miles College blocking scheme, what they attack Albany State's defensive line with to allow Edwards to be able to run clean and fall forward.
And got a little movement there on the left side for Miles College. Jalen King, the big left tackle, may have moved a little bit. And yes, it is on number 77. And he's just 6'4", 315.
Yeah, 6'4", just 6'4", 315.
Just 6'4", 315.
That's a big boy. Big boy. Hey, if I'm Edwards, that's how I want them. That's how he's falling forward. That's why he doesn't have any negative yards. Big guys like that, you can't help but to go forward.
Now 3rd and 14. They need to get the ball inside the 5 to the 4 to get a first down, but they can score if they want to. Newell. And he throws a bullet, able to find one of his other wide receivers in Rashard Nelson, his first reception of the day.
Yeah, you see Albany comes with a little delayed blitz right here, which puts them in man-to-man. And tackle to catch, great tackle to catch right there by Rollins.
Jackson Spratling, young man out of Dora, Alabama. Only his 4th field goal attempt of the season. It is up and good. Miles was able to run down the field, but ran into some trouble in the red zone, but walks away with 3 points. 3-0 is your score. We'll see if Albany's offense can do something coming up next. And the offensive line for Miles College able to move their team forward. We're taking a look at one of the offensive line coaches there, moving his team along. Cedric Pearl, he used to be the head coach at Central State, and Reginald Ruffin, the head coach for Miles College. No, most likely not satisfied, but it's okay. They walked away with 3 points.
No, he is satisfied, James. Believe me. They took the opening kickoff and went down and scored. And that has to give Miles College's offense confidence. Now, what Albany State has to do, they got to come back and answer, because I believe this is going to be a slugfest, and then it's going to see who can get the most points. And then they are going to start with the running game. And let's remember, the last time they played in 2019, they didn't score until the second quarter.
Spratling off for kickoff for the Golden Bears, back deep. Shorter, Wooten, and Jordan for Albany State. And that is Shorter, and Shorter is taking it long out to about the 47-yard line. Great return for the Golden Rams and Javante Shorter.
Yeah, that was an excellent return by Shorter. You know, the thing about the kickoff coverage, everybody has lanes. You have somebody running down the hash on both hashes, down the middle of the field, the numbers. And when that person, whoever, gets kicked out of their lane, it opens up holes, gaps, and that is what happened right there, and Shorter took advantage of it.
Have a new quarterback, Deontay Banu. He has really done a good job for them this season, and he's going to throw it long, going for the home run, and this one just overthrew the intended receiver.
Yeah, we saw both teams come out and throw the ball. And normally in a setting like this, everybody's tense. In a setting like this, both teams know that they are runners. Their offense is a running attack, and you come with a long pass like Albany State just tried there. Try them deep.
Bano stands 6'1", a little bit over 175 pounds, sophomore out of Atlanta. Now they're going to run the football. Give it over to Marcus Folks.
You know, usually that's a setup. If you don't get anything on first down, then you come back and run the ball on second down, trying to get some positive yards, and you're probably going to come back with another pass here. We saw Miles College do the same thing on their first possession. They tried to come with a pass, trying to catch Albany's sleep. Albany was awake. They didn't get anything. Miles came back with a run. Now, Albany did the same thing, third down in a passing situation.
3rd and 8.
Got that check with me. I think sometimes that check with me is good, but sometimes it gets you out of that momentum. You got to keep that momentum. Fast offense.
And play clock is running down, but they did get the timeout called before the play clock ran out. That'll be the first timeout for Albany State. And when we come back, we'll see if the Golden Rams can keep this opening drive alive as they trail by 3 on the road right here on ESPN.
Since 1898, the concept of higher learning for African Americans has thrived and flourished here in the metropolitan Birmingham, Alabama. Miles College is a senior private liberal arts historically black college with roots in the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church that motivates and prepares students to seek knowledge, which leads to intellectual and civic empowerment. The Miles College education engages students in rigorous study, scholarly inquiry, and spiritual awareness, enabling graduates to become lifelong learners and responsible citizens who help shape our global society. Through its coursework, community development projects, and philanthropic partnerships, Miles College students graduate with the knowledge and wisdom needed to reach their full potential and thrive in a shifting 21st century landscape. Learn more today about Miles College. To donate, learn more about course information, or to schedule a visit, go to miles.edu.
Since 1837, historically black colleges and universities have been fulfilling their purpose to educate and empower. Since 2009, the Home Depot's Retool Your School Campus Improvement Grant Program has also been powered by a purpose to update, upgrade, and uplift HBCU campuses. Today, 44 million votes, $4.1 million, and 147 grants later, we remain inspired by the people, the passion, and the power of HBCUs to continue our purpose. Learn more at retoolyourschools.com.
We are a university of amazing differences.
One of culture and diversity that span our community and link us each to another. Whoever you are,
Wherever you're from,
we are proud to welcome you
to the best university and HBCU
in the world. Albany State University. Excellence is the standard.
And the cheerleaders from Miles College, the Golden Bear cheerleaders, pretty happy right now as their team has a 3-0 lead. James Beretta along with Tyrone Poole. We're live here at Sloan Alumni Stadium. And third down for Deontay Banu and company. 3rd and 8. They need to get into Miles territory for a first down.
You know, look at Miles College defense. I like this. Look at the movement. They're causing confusion. Even though they're doing a check with me, they don't know where Miles College is going to be at the snap of the ball. I like this.
Banu getting some pressure. Can't find anybody open. Throws long and batted away. Great defensive play to beat Johnny on the spot for Trey Giles. He did a good job on that one.
Yeah, great coverage. But look again, the defense, how Miles College is moving around, and they get into their positions at the end of the snap. But right here, the ball is thrown, hit him in the back of the head.
Hit him in the head.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Just get their head around. That would have been an easy interception. But again, great movement on defense by Miles College. The only thing they didn't do, they let the quarterback get outside to create more time to throw the ball.
Gabriel Bolinas with the punt, and fair catch called by Robinson inside the Miles 20. When we come back, we'll see if the second drive will be just successful as the first drive for Miles, as they have a 3-0 lead here on ESPN. Reginald Ruffin trying to offer some words of encouragement to his offense. They were able to drive down and score on their first possession, a 33-yard field goal by Jackson Spratley. Yeah. His third make of the season.
Yeah, these guys, man, I'm pretty sure Coach Ruff is telling them to continue to build momentum and keep clear vision, and let's continue to make big plays.
And another inside run. New running back and number 20, Kingston Davis, gets his first carry. He's a graduate transfer from Lane College.
Lane College, right within the division. You know, usually that's how you do it. You know, you're going to transfer within the division because you already know the team. So, again, this is a two-headed monster for this Miles College offense. Gives Edward opportunity to rest.
Newell getting some pressure. Gets to the line of scrimmage and goes nowhere fast. This time he is thrown down, possibly for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, don't really like this carry out. The running back didn't give a good sell. Looked like it might have been a busted play, but it wasn't. It didn't look full speed to me. It looked like something was off with that play right there.
And Josh Hill, the tackler, runs off the field. He's just a freshman at 6'1", 225. Third down and 6. Newell, yes, he does find Nelson. Check that. Marcus Lodge able to make the reception, enough for the first down, and they'll move the chains.
Look at the patience of Newell. Look at him. Look to his left, follow his receiver. You see Miles had receivers running deep, and they had the crosser wide open. Good pickup. Throw the ball where the defense allows you to throw it.
Ball out to the 39-yard line for the Golden Bears. Trying to bootleg. He eludes one defender, and he once again gets it off, finds his safety blanket in Marcus Lodge, and Lodge is able to get a big gainer there. But they do have a flag down.
Again, bootleg. Albany did the right thing, pulled up the bootleg.
Holding. Offense, number 69. 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
And that's the center. His second time being called for a hold, and Tyler Lowry. And I think he's trying to do that to save his quarterback.
Whatever you can do as offensive lineman, you're supposed to protect the most important person, so to speak, on that offense, which is the quarterback.
So instead of second down and 10, it'll be first down and 20.
Tell it's kind of warm out there on that field. You see that sweat bubbling up on Newell's arms. You can see it from here. It's just glycerin.
Cloudy today, but rather humid for a fall day in the Birmingham area, and a big hit pays the price but holds on. Antonio Leroy says hello to Mr. Robinson.
Yeah, Antonio Leroy Jr. Jeans. His dad, like I said, played for Albany State himself, and I'm pretty sure he taught him this is how you play football.
That was a form tackle in any era of football.
That's it.
Newell, and he tries to one-handed Marcus Lodge, the receiver, but he throws it behind him. Third down and 15 to go. They need to get close to midfield for a first down. Tries to make the throw, incomplete. Defensive backs did not take the bait. Pass intended for Andrews, and it should be a punting situation as Newell comes off the field.
Yeah, it looked like Miles College had 4 verticals on that play, and Newell actually was just a little bit off top And Miles, Albany State defense actually was in a pretty good defense to defend those verticals. So, as they say, he was off by that much. Speaking of Newell, as far as completing that pass.
Back deep, Javon Wooten, the speedster for Albany State. Fitch to punt, and it takes a Miles bounce off the new turf that they have. Inside the 20, down at about the 19-yard line. Good punt for Jay Fitch. That'll raise his average up. He came in averaging about 34 yards a punt, and he kicked a beauty there.
Yeah, you know, we were talking to Coach Ruffin, and he said, hey, don't you guys be surprised if you see my kickers doing very well, because I've went as far as Arizona, the state of Arizona, to recruit guys to come to Miles College. And James, that is what a winning program, a good program, would do for you. It'll allow you to go outside your state and go all the way to Arizona to recruit athletes and bring them to Alabama.
First down and 10 for Deontay Banu. And now inside run by Folks, and now we're starting to see the Marcus Folks that we've heard about able to get enough for a first down and move the chains.
Yeah, this is what Albany State wants to do. You're going to see them run that lead, that dive right at the center of that defense. This is what Coach G loves to do, and this is what Albany State loves to do.
Ball now out to the 30-yard line. They started right underneath the 20. And now they're going to call their second time out of the first half because Banu just couldn't get everybody lined up, and now Coach G is not happy at all. Now, in 2019, this was a game that was for all the marbles, the SIAC championship game, and that defense was stingy for Miles, and Dante Edwards had a coming out party with 110 yards rushing, but the defense stepped up big with 3 interceptions against Keelis Williams, their quarterback, but in the end, it was Miles College who was able to get on the scoreboard early. Albany State tried to cut the lead to 14-6, but Dante Edwards was a man on fire with 110 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns as Ruffin was able to get the path. It was a little cold out there in Albany and hoist up the trophy for their second consecutive SIAC football championship. And this time, Banu's going to keep it. And he's able to get some positive yards before he's brought down.
Yeah, you see right here again, Albany State, release of the tight ends. They had trips to the left side of the field, sent everybody deep. There's nobody to protect and keep the quarterback from gaining extra yards. So that's why you saw the quarterback scramble and was able to pick up a healthy, good number of yards for Albany State, setting them up again to keep the ball moving down the field.
Ball out to the 37. And, interception. Ball was tipped in the air. Interception by Miles College. Mitchell Smiley, the preseason defensive player of the year, they play him at linebacker. They play him at DB. He's always around the ball, and he gets his second interception of the season.
Yeah, that ball was tipped, and the old tip drill. You see right here, tipped right there by number 46, Gaylord, and then Smiley picks off the tip, tip drill right there. Actually, it was tipped again by number 13, Giles, and then Smiley picked it off. So he was a Johnny on the spot, as they say. But nevertheless, turnover for Albany State. This is not what you want against a great team like Miles College, because they'll take advantage of it.
Now Newell trying to take advantage already in Albany territory. Pitch and catch reception made by Colin Woods. It's his 4th reception of the year.
Yeah, Collins Woods, he's 6'3", 185 junior from Mobile. They're looking for great things out of him.
Second down and short for the Golden Bears. Edwards back in at running back, and he falls forward. May have gotten enough of the first down, but he ran into a wall of white shirts.
You know, the great thing about this receivers core for Miles College, if the better the receivers become, the better Edwards is going to become. The better the quarterback is going to become. The better the offense is going to be hard to defend. It's hard to come up with a game plan to stop the pass and the run.
1st and 10 from the 26. Stephon Pierre able to come up and make a hit in the backfield, but it was Edwards who was able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, as you alluded to, Edwards, he's not one of them guys you're going to always get him on a negative carry. You know, he's a tough running back. You know, he's a guy looking to fall forward. But again, great play by the Dirty Blue defense and Pierre, the linebacker.
They do call it a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12. Newell throws a bullet out of bounds. Couldn't find anybody, just got rid of it.
Yeah, situation right there. Coach Ruffin looking like, what did he just do? What did he just do? Newell had a little bit of time. He kind of broke containment. But, hey, he did the right thing. If there's nobody open, throw it out of bounds. Then to try to force a pass.
Third and 12. They send Robinson in motion. And now they try the bubble screen, and Edwards is able to get some positive yards. He's wrapped up by Stephon Pierre, making his 2nd big play of the drive.
Yeah, that was a nice read by Pierre. Looked like Albany might have had a call that if Edwards stayed in and blocked, go blitz. But see right there, Pierre, he reads the lineman's pulling. He read. That's a great mental play by Pierre right there. Follow the blockers. Follow the blockers. They will lead you to the ball. Great play. Great tackle on Edwards on that screen.
Less than a minute to play in the opening quarter. 2nd field goal opportunity here for Spratland. This one about a 36-yarder, and it falls a little short on the right side. Only his 2nd miss of the season.
Well, every point is going to need to be added up in this game here because, again, you have 2 great teams. They are known for great traditional football at Albany State and great traditional football at Miles College. And it's going to come down to the one that can take advantage of opportunities, which Coach Ruffin and his offense did not take advantage of that turnover by their defense. So this gives life back to Albany State.
And officially, that was a 41-yard field goal attempt, his longest of the year. And now, Golden Rams offense trying to get something started as their defense held. Fultz. He sidesteps one defender, and he can't sidestep the rest. That grayish, purplish uniform able to bring him down.
That's a great penetration by Miles College's front four. And that's what you have to do against a zone blocking scheme. You have to be able to penetrate, because in a zone blocking scheme, offensively, they are taught to block the person in a particular zone in the way that the ball is being carried. So how you defeat zone, you have to penetrate.
Trey Giles able to have a ball tipped and a few tackles. We're at about 9.6 seconds left to play here in the opening quarter, and Coach G trying to stir up something offensively to get his team rolling as they trail 3-0. And the final clock is down to 7.5 seconds as you see the band for Miles College hyped up, and the clock will go down to 0. And when we come back, we'll start the second quarter as Albany State trails 3-0. We'll see if their offense can get it started right here on ESPN. And we're back. They had to get one more play in. It was an incomplete pass by Deontay Banu, and now we will start the second quarter. Looked like they had an issue on timing of the last play. I think they did not start the clock correctly. They were able to get one more play, and now we'll be starting the second quarter here at Sloan Alumni Stadium. Rain is starting to come down here in the Birmingham area. It's been cloudy all day, rather humid. And now we're starting to see a few sprinkles, nothing too much that could possibly stop play.
Yeah, you know, James, normally in a game where you're anticipating the rain to come in, you want to throw the ball early. You want to try to get big plays early because once the rain comes in, that ball becomes slick, it becomes wet, and you run the ball. And here's the thing, when you run the ball, you got to make sure you protect it because that ball is slippery. I'm pretty sure that was Coach G is telling his guys, hey, let's go out here and let's practice and do what we need to do to win this game. But again, rain is coming in, throw it, get to the running game, protect the football.
And the race to Rock Hill has returned to the 2021 SIAC Cross Country Championships. The SIAC Cross Country Championships will take place in Rock Hill, South Carolina on October 22nd, 2021. Fans can follow the SIAC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the SIAC for all access coverage. That should be rather entertaining. And for Coach G, he was not necessarily happy how that last few seconds of the first quarter, and I think he was lobbying to try to get one of his timeouts back, possibly. But now it's 3rd down and 8 as we start the second quarter.
See, Albany State got 3 wide receivers. It looks like a run and shoot.
Benu throwing long and finds a receiver into Miles College territory. 1st down and more. Rashard Jordan able to get the big catch.
Yeah, as I noted, they lined up in trips to the left, and they had the number 3 guy, which was the guy closer to the quarterback, to run a crossing route, and they had the number 2 guy right there, Jordan, to continue to run that seam, which opened up, and it was a great pass and a great catch. Big play for Albany State right there.
Ball now at the 36-yard line, and that was a 38-yard pass.
I want to find out what they got with the red jersey on, what his role is on the sideline.
Blitz is coming. Benu eludes the blitz, throws, and tipped. Batted away from the intended receiver. And the defense steps up big again for Miles and for Albany State. They're trying to keep the momentum.
Yeah, see that quarterback, see that red jersey right there? I thought they only wore red jerseys in practice, but he's evidently giving some signals. But again, we see right here, now there's a practice. In practice, receivers are working on, like, people getting in front of their vision and they still being able to catch the ball. So that right there is a pass that should have been caught.
And this time, Marshall Falsey fumbles the football. They may say the ground caused it, but it's a loose ball. Fell on by Miles College, but they'll say that he was down. But he came out of that backfield like a bullet.
Yeah, he came out like a bullet, and that ball shot out like a bullet, too. So I want to make sure that we hold on to that thing. Luckily, he was on the ground, and it wasn't another turnover for Albany State.
5-yard gain. The momentum is starting to change in favor of Albany State. You see Coach G right there. He's pointing. He's saying, look, look, look. Remember now, the coaches have a little bit more leeway, and you see they're trying to put in the signals. That's why those quarterbacks have on red, so you can see them. Benu this time has plenty of room to run inside the 20 before he walks out of bounds. Enough for another 1st down for the Golden Rams.
Again, you cannot rush beyond the quarterback. Once you get to the level of the quarterback, every defensive lineman is taught to hunker down, stop your momentum, because if you don't, just what happens right there, the quarterback is going to escape, containment is broken, and usually when the quarterback starts scrambling, it's going to be big yards picked up because nobody is accounting for the quarterback.
In the red zone now, ball at the 18. Benu throws in the back of the end zone, has a receiver, catch is made, but was he in? Joe Shorter is saying that he was in. The officials will confer. Touchdown, touchdown, Albany State. Touchdown, Golden Rams. Joe Shorter with an 18-yard touchdown reception.
Yeah, that was an excellent throw by Benu right there. That was an excellent throw, excellent catch. Way to put your toes down, Shorter. Watch it. Nice throw. Couldn't put it in no other spot. They may want to go back and check that one out right there, James. It looked like he might have been.
All he needs is 1 foot.
But he didn't have control. Where did he have control of the ball?
He does need to.
This is where they need to go back and replay it.
And kick is up. And looks like we had a flag down.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 76, 5-yard penalty, retry.
That is on Albany, and they'll have another kick. Gabriel Balinas. And he gets it through. Point after is good. And with 12:30 left to play, Joe Shorter, the long and short of it was he was good enough to get to the end zone, as now Albany State has a 7-3 lead right here on ESPN.
As a global bank, our game plan is to help clients manage their money. We're a team of challengers, thinkers, and go-getters. Together, we bring out the best in each other. With our partner SIAC, we're creating pathways for the next generation of talent. We're scouting bankers, advisors, techies, and yes, athletes. Kick off your career with UBS.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at Academy.com or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
Since 1837, historically black colleges and universities have been fulfilling their purpose to educate and empower. Since 2009, the Home Depot's Retool Your School Campus Improvement Grant Program has also been powered by a purpose to update, upgrade, and uplift HBCU campuses. Today, 44 million votes, $4.1 million, and 147 grants later, we remain inspired by the people, the passion, and the power of HBCUs to continue our purpose. Learn more at retoolyourschools.com.
And for Joe Shorter, opportunity to get into the end zone. His first touchdown pass of the season, touchdown reception of the season, only his 6th reception of the year. And for Mr. Shorter, young man out of Mississippi, by way of Hines Community College, able to step up big for the Golden Rams.
Yeah, that was big for Albany State because last time when they played in 2019, Albany State didn't score until the 4th quarter. So this is huge with this Albany State-Miles College rivalry.
And they will take a knee. Miles, let's take another look at that wonderful touchdown pass from Benu to Shorter.
Yeah, Benu, good opportunity. He leans forward, great throw. Again, Shorter comes down with it. They call it a touchdown. Yeah. But, hey, it is what it is, right? They've called it. Touchdown.
And now Reginald Ruffin and the Golden Bears are going to have to try to answer. First quarter, only able to get 3 points. They had 2 opportunities to score. They missed on a 41-yard field goal by Spratling, but they connected on a 33-yard field goal. give to Kingston Davis, and Kingston Davis is off to the races. Enough for the first down. Out to the 40-yard line is the young man who transferred from Lane.
Watch that pull right there. Watch that pull by 69 Laurie. He opens up the gap right there. This is what Miles College loves to do. This is their blueprint.
Give again to Davis. He finds another hole, gets some positive yards before he's brought down by Jashawn Baker, the outside linebacker.
Yeah, these guys love to run the ball, James. They are a running machine. And that Albany State defense going to have to stop that running machine.
Give again. Nice spin move. And this time he's bulldogged down by Antonio Leroy Jr., but not before he gains some more positive yards, enough for the first down and moves the chains.
Yeah, nice spin move. You know, that's just awareness. You can't teach the spin move. It's just something that's felt. You feel right there. You just feel the defensive guy and timing. The spin move is just a feeling that you got to have, and a lot of running backs don't possess that.
Going to the wide side of the field for the first time this evening is Davis, and this time good pursuit by the Dirty Blue defense, able to bring him down.
Yeah, you know, Davis, he's not light now. Davis is 6 foot 225, so he's a load. But people like number 59 right there for Albany State, Josh Hill, that's what he's supposed to do. That's why he lifts all those weights.
Well, overthrows the intended receiver, Colin Woods. Most likely the first negative play that we've seen so far in this drive for Miles.
Nice call by Albany State defense. Albany will come with a blitz. And just like they played, these two teams know each other. They know their tendencies. So that was a great call, blitz by Albany State to rush that throw. And that's what we saw, an incomplete pass.
3rd down and 9.
Hey, Rollo.
Good pitch and catch, but incomplete. This one intended for Rashad Nelson. He stands at 6'4", but that one was a little bit out of his reach.
Yeah, that ball, like it didn't have no spin on it, like a knuckleball actually being thrown out there. So maybe that might have had something to do with it. But that ball does tend to get wet when the ground is wet, the surface is wet, and sometimes the quarterbacks can't get a good grip on it.
Wooten back deep for the Golden Rams with Fitch to punt for the Golden Bears of Miles.
This is one of those guys that Coach Ruffin said we went out and brought them in to shore up our special teams. Because let's face it, Miles has been in the playoffs before, and they know it takes 3 areas, offense, defense, and special teams to win.
Nice high punt. Wooten will get away from it. It will take a Golden Bear roll inside the 5, and Fitch is like, yep, it's like a golfer. I got it right next to the cup and a chest bump right there. When we come back, we'll see if Albany can add on to their lead, 7-3 right here on ESPN. at Sloan Alumni Stadium in Fairfield, Alabama, right outside the city limits of Birmingham. James Redd along with Tyrone Poole. Tyrone, what we've seen so far, offense is trying to get a little bit out of their comfort zone and throw the ball, and defense is trying to adjust.
Yeah, but it's going to come back to the running game, James. We're seeing a little bit of rain coming. They're going to go back to the run game. This is what both of these teams do. That's why they are tops in the SIAC in running.
It looks like Albany State has been able to take advantage of their opportunity in the red zone with a touchdown, as Miles had 2 opportunities in the red zone, only settled with 3 points.
Yeah, and that's probably what it's going to come down to. Who can take advantage of those opportunities when given to you?
And now working deep out of their own territory is Albany State after the great punt by Jay Fitch. And now Banu with a quarterback sneak, and he's holding that left arm a little bit. May have gotten a helmet on it on that play.
Yeah, when you get the ball down in this situation here, normally when it's too close to the goal line, you're gonna see that quarterback sneak. But you don't want your quarterback to run the ball up in between those tackles. Maybe on the outside, but not up the middle. Got an injury right there.
And was trying to get off the field and just couldn't get off in time. So it was an injury timeout. Now they're going to start it back up again. And let's just be mindful in the backfield, number 11, Tyree Taylor. He's also listed as a quarterback, but they're going to give it to Folks. And Folks is able to get some positive yards, trying to dig their way out of their own territory are the Golden Rams.
Yeah, you see on that play right there, Taylor and Carter. Jones and Gaylord, Andrew Gaylord and Jones on that tackle right there for Miles College. But here's a little note for anybody who gets injured. If you get injured, try not to get yourself off the field, because if you lay on the field, you kind of get that injury timeout, so to speak, and it gives the defense or the offensive coaches an opportunity to find the right replacement. But when you, as a player, try to get yourself off the field, then you put pressure on the coaches to rush somebody out there. So just a little side note.
There was a flag that moved them back half the distance to the goal. So rather than 2nd and about 7, it pushes them back 5. So they're looking at 2nd and 10 because of the half the distance to the goal.
And they want to be careful in this position right here as the offensive line, because any type of holding can result into a safety.
And inside run got close to the goal line, but a good open field tackle by Jalen Thomas to bring down Folks. And he is 4 tackles for loss, make that 5 now with that one.
Yeah, this is a situation where you're going to see this defense, as they say, pin the ears back, because they know the only thing that Albany State can do is try to run the ball, because they're not going to have time. Most teams are not going to throw the ball in this situation backed up in the end zone. They're going to try to get some movement so they can create room for the punter if need be.
Banu is going to keep it, and he's just going to get back to the line of scrimmage, not much more. Defenders are trying to say a safety, but he did break the goal line and get at least to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're always going to stop the ball where the runner's movement ends. So it's not where the runner finishes. Yes, the Miles College defense finished the tackle in the end zone, but the momentum of the quarterback was stopped outside of the goal line.
And you see Coach G there. He's trying to lobby for a hold or lobby for something. He's saying, hey, they held somebody else, a defensive hold. Can we get something like that? Putting out of his own end zone, Gabriel Bolinas. This could be a dangerous play. They're trying to block it, could not do it. And Robinson will fair catch it at his own at 45-yard line. Good field position for Miles College. Reginald Ruffin trails by 4 right here on ESPN.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at Academy.com, or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
As a global bank, our game plan is to help clients manage their money. We're a team of challengers, thinkers, and go-getters. Together, we bring out the best in each other. With our partner SIAC, we're creating pathways for the next generation of talent. We're scouting bankers, advisors, techies, and yes, athletes. Kick off your career with UBS.
We are a university of amazing differences.
One of culture and diversity that span our community and link us each to another. Whoever you are,
Wherever you're from,
we are proud to welcome you
to the best university and HBCU.
in the world. Albany State University. Excellence is the standard.
And Coach G on the road. And this is what we saw during the break. We're seeing Coach trying to talk to his players to try to bring them up to speed on what they need to do as they have a 7-3 lead in this key SIAC matchup, a rematch of the 2019 Conference Championship game in which Coach G was defeated by Reginald Ruffin and the Miles College Golden Bears 21-6. Good field position for the Bears now as they trail by 4 in Albany territory. Pitch and catch, reception made by Lodge. He's been the hot receiver of choice for Newell. He's able to get some positive yards, about 5 on that reception.
Yeah, all you saw right there was a little spacing route. Everybody ran about 5 yards and quick pass.
Oh, this time give to Edwards and an uncharacteristic slip. And he goes down, and they may have lost 2 on that one.
Yeah, you would not expect slippage on the synthetic turf there, but sometimes that happens when you're trying to make a cut on the very side of your shoe, and you have less cleats right there. You see right there, he tried to make a cut on the side of his foot instead of planting those cleats into the ground, and you're going to slip every time like that. He's a big boy.
3rd down, 7. Newell with some time, and this time he gets tripped up and brought down. Great play by a freshman, Jashawn Baker, number 96. He's just a baby, 6'2", 218.
Yeah, great play by Baker. Great play actually by the back end of Albany State's defense. Newell has nowhere to throw the ball, allows time for that front 4 of Albany State to get there, and as you saw, Baker was the one that ended that looking down the field by Newell right there. So great coverage sack, as they would say, by Albany State secondary.
They're still in Albany State territory, 4th and 9 from the 44. They're going to go for it.
This is a pretty good call. You know, Albany State feels like their offense, their defense is strong enough. Miles College feels like their defense is strong enough.
Reginald Ruffin calls a timeout, and they want to think about it a little bit as they trail by 4 here in the 2nd quarter right here on ESPN. Gorgeous evening for football at Albert J. Sloan Alumni Stadium on the campus of Miles College in the hamlet of Fairfield, Alabama, right outside the city limits of Birmingham, one of the many hamlets that surround the Magic City. As we're on 4th and 9 now, and they rethink it, and Fitch is going to come on and punt. And now he's going to try to punt it inside the 20. He's already done that about 5 or 6 times this season, and it will take a good bounce. And once again, just like a good golfer, he does his job, gets it inside the 20. And Reginald Ruffin, as they say, he thought about going for it, but this time he said, hey, we're going to rethink it and allow our defense to make a play. And here comes Deontay Banu, already thrown a touchdown pass to Joe Shorter to take the lead. Now they'll take over at their own 18-yard line. And this time, folks, goes airborne for a short while and brought down by Andrew Gaylor, the sophomore linebacker for Miles College.
Yeah, right here, it looks just like a direct lead by Albany State. This is what they do. They run between the tackles. But today, both teams are trying to show a little bit of an aerial attack, which neither showed last time they played each other in 2019 because the field was so wet and soggy, they had to run the ball.
Grant moving in motion, playing that tight end / H-back position for Albany State. And now it looks like they're going to call a timeout. Oh, there is a flag. Let's see if they got the timeout before.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
And Coach G is saying, let's just run it. Let's just run the play. He still has 1 timeout left. He's already used 2 of his 3 allotted in the half.
You know, I always like the quick tempo. I think sometimes you got to set a tempo. Get your offense into a rhythm. Get them into a rhythm. I think sometimes when the guys are just, monotonely moving around back there, it's kind of tough on your momentum.
Option. Banu will keep it, and he will slide forward. Gaylor is right there to land on top of him, but not before he was able to get those penalty yards back.
Yeah, a little bit of option right here. Anytime you run the option, you got to have somebody on the quarterback. They had someone going at the pitch man, but Banu was able to slide and pick up some positive yards for Albany. A lot of confusion going on Miles College's defense there.
Timeout, Miles College.
And now this time, Miles calls a timeout on 3rd and 9. Crucial play, trying to keep Albany State on their side of the field as they trail by 4. The reigning SIAC champion, the Golden Bears, trailing in their own stadium in this key SIAC regular season matchup.
You know, sometimes you have so many different packages. You have a base package. You have a nickel package. You have a blitz package. And sometimes the coaches, they be on the sideline. They get the guys confused. You know, they're hollering base. And they thinking, the players thinking is they're on the blitz package or the nickel package, which is 5 defensive backs. So, again, a lot of talk and communications going out there on that field. And sometimes it's not the players that are holding up things. It's the coaches that's causing confusion.
3rd down 9, ball on the 20.
They can't get right, James. They can't get right.
Banu going to throw it long. And this time he doesn't throw it. He keeps it on the fake throw. And Roosevelt Thompson's right there to bring him down for the sack.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to go deep, but actually caught himself and pulled it back down, but got a sack.
Holding, offense, number 72. Penalty decline, 4th down.
And that's call on Raymond Thomas, and Coach G's obviously saying, let's go. Right now, the key is ball security and trying to keep his defense in a better position to try to hold Miles back as he has a 7-3 lead. Bolinas back to punt. They don't send a lot of pressure. Good punt by Bolinas, and it will take a Golden Ram bounce, go out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. Most likely the best punt of the season for Bolinas. His previous best was 51 yards.
Yeah, both punters are doing an excellent job today. They have either put the opposition in tough field position near the goal line, or they have booted their particular teams out of trouble. So both special teams are playing dividends majorly in today's game.
3:25 left to play in the opening half. James Redd along with Tyrone Poole. The reigning SIAC champion Golden Bears are trailing at home 7-3, but there is a flag on the play.
12 men on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That'll push him back. Louis Sartrin, our head official for this evening.
Yeah, I think we had to go get a temperature gauge and test both coaches. Coach G's been fired up and he's been upset, and Coach Ruffin, he's been fired up and upset. We got to check their blood pressure, man. Make sure they don't get too fired up.
So you're saying they need one of those watches that checks their vitals. Newell with a throw to Tinch, and Tinch is hit hard, and it looks like he was tomahawked by two of the Dirty Blue defense. And there is a flag. Stephon Pierre was there along with Malik Barnes. And, I mean, they tried to split him in half.
Yeah, Jones, number 5 right there. That's how you come in as a defense. You know, that's what I love about the game. You know, it's a contact game. And unfortunately, guys' bodies offensively get twisted and turned in different directions. But, hey, it's a physical game. As long as you're not leading with your helmet, use your shoulder pads, that's what it's all about.
And one of the guys who used to do it very well in the Division II level was Coach Reginald Ruffin, a multiple All-American at North Alabama.
Yes, great player turned coach. Taking his wisdom from the field, and now he's giving it to his young guys from the sideline.
And he's actually lobbying for his player, so he's lobbying for the offense right now.
There is no foul on the play. Second down.
Let's take a look at the hit. Low and high. Coimba Jones right there.
If they were looking to throw a flag, it would be on Pierre, but Pierre led with his shoulder right there, number 30. He led with his shoulder, so that's a no call. Great play by Pierre. Great hustle. Way to lead with your shoulder pass.
Newell now taking it to the near side and tries to outrun the coverage. Stephon Pierre right there to push him out of bounds. Brings up a 3rd and long.
And this is what Miles College does not like to be in, 3rd and long. I don't think no team likes to be in 3rd and long. They would rather have a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, especially with the type of offense that Miles runs. But they have been throwing the ball. Let's see if they can make a pass and complete it for a first down.
Newell's going to throw it, and great defensive play. Malachi Brown with his first interception of the year, and the young man stands 6 feet, but he jumped about 5 feet in the air to make that one.
Yeah, a little bit of zone blitz right there by Albany State. Again, Albany State will bring pressure, and right here they bring pressure, but they playing a little bit of zone behind it. Throws it right to Brown. Great hands. Catch the ones that come to you. Great leaping ability. Comes down with it, of course, in college football. When you hit the ground, you're automatically down. But either way, it's a turnover by Miles College. Albany State, hopefully, they can take advantage of it.
Great play by the Dirty Blue defense. Remember, they have 2 shutouts so far this season. Banu finds Wooten. Wooten's trying to spin, but this time he cannot elude the defender, and he is brought down by Giles.
Yeah, great pitch and catch. Banu to Wooten right there, number 10. Great patience in the pocket by Banu. Delivers a great ball yards after the catch. Not only do you want the receiver to catch the ball, but you want him to be able to run with it.
This time, Folks takes it. Little stutter step right there, and he is brought down, but not before he was able to get a first down. Mitchell Smiley right there to make the tackle.
The pass sets up the run sets up the pass. So you can say, in this instance, that long pass from Banu to Wooten set up this great run we just saw by Folks.
Folks, this time he slips through 3 defenders, gets inside the 10, down to about the 8.
Now, this is where it gets tougher, because when I say tougher, the field begins to shrink. The defense begins to tighten up. So as an offensive coordinator, Coach G and his offense got to be able to come up with a play that basically off-centers what the Miles defense is trying to do. As you can see, there's not a lot of field for Albany State offense.
Throwing in the back of the end zone, Wooten was wide open, but he overthrows him, and he slips down and falls right there underneath the huge inflatable Miles Golden Bear helmet.
Yeah, sometimes you get off that turf and you get onto a harder ground. You know, those cleats, when they get on a hard surface, it's like being on skates. And you see a lot of falling on the rear end. But again, the offense does not have a lot of yardage. So the defense is not fearing that they're going to go deep. So most of the time you're going to find a lot of man-to-man coverage blitzing down here in this vicinity of the field.
Second and goal. Throws a bullet to Folks, and Folks gets down to about the 3-yard line to make it third and goal. Less than a minute to play in the opening half with Albany State with a 7-3 lead. Trying to avoid being beat by Miles for the third consecutive time that they faced each other. Third and goal. Give again to Folks. Folks gets to the line of scrimmage, and he may have gained a half a yard, which will bring up an interesting situation with 33 seconds left to play, and it's 4th down, and Coach G, he's going to call the timeout.
I think it is. If I'm a coach, my team, I think I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. I'm like, what it can do is can give you great momentum going into halftime and coming out. Right here, we're seeing Folk. We see that defense. He almost got in there. Normally, you see a bunch of offensive linemen come and get behind the runner and try to push him on in. But right there, you saw more of Miles College, those purple helmets, bringing Folks down. But in this situation here, I think you just go for it. If you get it, you get it. You go into halftime with great momentum. If you don't get it, then you're still going into halftime with momentum because you got a 7-3 lead.
They have not had a lot of opportunities in the red zone, but the opportunities they've had, they took advantage of it with a Joe Shorter 18-yard touchdown reception pass from Banu. And now Coach G, a win here would expel a lot of demons that they've had on the inability to beat Miles. And right now, they're almost halfway there. Give this time to Folks. He sidesteps into the end zone. Touchdown, Albany State. The Golden Rams expand their lead.
You know, the one thing I still can't get, even though that was a touchdown, in a situation like this, I would put the quarterback up under the center and still keep the running back in the backfield. At least it gives the threat of a quarterback sneak and a run. But here, great push by Albany State's offensive line, pushes around Miles College's defensive line, and Folks goes into the end zone, number 29 right there for a score for Albany State, putting them up, hopefully 14-3.
Bolinas with the point after attempt. Kick is up, and it is good with 20 seconds left to play in the opening half. Marcus Folks, he hadn't had to do as much as a lot of people expected, but he did enough to get in the end zone. Tyrone, this is a situation where we thought it was going to be ground and pound, but the air attack for Albany State has been outstanding.
Yeah, it's been outstanding, but also there's been some turnovers by Miles College, and Albany State is taking advantage of those turnovers, interceptions. And that's what you have to do when you're playing against a rivalry, and it's a big game, and both teams are big-time programs. Turnovers, convert them into touchdowns.
Last 20 seconds here of the half. If you're Miles College right now, do you want to just try to kneel or go in, or do you want to try to go for the home run?
Guy, you just kneel and take it in and go. Look at what you did well in the first half, come back and make adjustments for the second half.
Now, if you're Albany State, you're going into halftime with an outstanding lead, the most points you've scored in almost 3 years. But do you say, I'm just going to sit back on my laurels and just let it go?
No, for Albany State, these guys have done good. Because let's remember, 2019, they didn't score until the fourth quarter. Now they put up 14 points. So this is great momentum for Albany State.
Bolinas to kick. And he kicks it low, and it goes out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Let's see if they're going to do a re-kick or start it at the 35. And they're going to take it at the 35 with 20 seconds left. Claude Newell going to have to work his team out of a 14-3 hole here at home at Alumni Stadium.
Yeah, and Miles College is still in the game, so there's no need for any of the Golden Bears fans and hopefuls, alumni, to get worried. This is a great championship organization run by a great coach, and they just happen to be playing against another championship traditional team, Albany State, with a great coach and Coach G. So this is what they call chess, not checkers. So they're going to go into halftime, make those adjustments, and come back out, and we're going to see pretty much the same thing with less turnovers, hopefully, for Miles College in the second half.
20 seconds left. Inside run. And this one goes all the way out to about the 38-yard line. And once again, Edwards back in at running back. And this will be the last play of the first half, as Coach Ruffin will have to draw something up, as his defense has been exposed a little bit, as Albany has been able to get 14 points on the Golden Bear defense. And for Albany State, their offense has been outstanding, able to score more points than anybody else has in the conference so far this season on the vaunted Miles College defense. Halftime is coming up. Stay tuned. Albany State with the lead right here. And we'll see if we can grab Coach. In 1 second. And we see Coach Ruffin. And we got Coach G. All right, Coach G, can you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear, baby.
Coach, we thought this was going to be a ground and pound game. Your passing game has been outstanding. What's been the secret?
Well, I think we're just trying to stay within our character and run things that are familiar to us and get the ball in our playmakers' hands. And the quarterback's made pretty good decisions so far. One time he didn't, but we're just trying to work our game plan and what we think can help us win.
Coach, we noticed that you were doing a lot of talking with the referees. What exactly were you talking to them about?
Well, the clock operator started he put the clock on 25 seconds twice. We had burned 2 timeouts, but, that's neither here nor there. We're just getting fired up. I mean, it's a close game. It's a great contest between 2 teams. And, hey, if I'm not fired up, I'm not breathing right now.
Your defense has played outstanding. You've got a key turnover. What is it going to take for them to continue that momentum?
I think we just got to keep lining up and playing physical. They're going to hand it to 3 a bunch more times, and we got to knock him back and, just keep playing our brand. We helped him out on that first drive with the personal foul, so we just got to, stay within ourselves, play smart, and keep playing dirty blue football.
All right, thank you, Coach. We'll see you second half.
Hey, thanks, guys.
All right, and what we've seen is a barn burner in the SIAC. It's high emotion and high reward as they've gone through the air, 14 points and key interceptions as the Golden Rams on the road up over the reigning SIAC champion Golden Bears on ESPN. And we're seeing the marching purple machine of Miles College. Their marching band as it's halftime, and the Golden Bears trail 14-3. Hello, everybody. James Red along with Tyrone Poole. Tyrone, what we've seen is a different type of Albany State team offensively that has a balanced attack.
Yeah, I think we've seen two different teams today. Both teams came out on their very first play, a pass. Albany State tried to catch Miles College sleep with a deep pass, incomplete, came back with the run. Miles College, their first play was a pass, came back with a run, but they were able to score 3 points on their first possession. So right now, Albany State up 14-3 is getting the best of the two.
We expected it to be a ground and pound game. The passing game has worked for Albany State defensively. Miles hadn't played bad. Does it seem to you they've just been in a bad situation?
Yeah, they haven't played bad because their offense has given Albany State great field position, and Albany State has taken advantage of those turnovers. And that's what you have to do in games where two great teams are playing. You want to create turnovers, and at the same time, you don't want to create turnovers for yourself. So Albany State has taken advantage of some miscues from Miles College.
And for Albany State, a win today would erase 2 years' worth of losing to Miles College. Stay tuned. We'll have more halftime right here on ESPN. And a good performance there by the Miles College marching band. But their football team trying to work themselves out of a 14-3 hole in a rematch of the 2019 SIAC championship game. Thank you for coming back. James Red along with Tyrone Poole. And Tyrone, When we expected a running game, we thought, hey, is this just going to ground game. But when we take a look at the highlights, this has been a game in which the pass has been featured.
Yeah, the pass has been featured, and they have come up big on both sides, Miles and Albany State.
And this was a 33-yard field goal by Spratling that made it 3-0 in favor of Miles. But here we go, tip drill.
Started off first. Miles was able to capitalize. Then you got Albany State coming back with big plays down the field. You got to eliminate the big plays if you're going to win big games.
And Banu able to use his legs to keep Albany's drive alive, and then an 18-yard touchdown pass in the back of the end zone to Joe Shorter.
Yeah, nice throw, nice catch. And then you got Miles College turnover. Albany State comes, Falks converts it in on that fourth down to a touchdown for Albany State.
And you take a look at the stats, rushing right about even, passing right about even. But those penalties, and as you said, the position where they are on the field was very important.
Yes, positioning is always important. Field position. We've seen a couple of times in this game where Miles College was backed up. We've seen where Albany State was backed up. Both special teams, the punters, are doing a great job for each team.
And when you see the passing yards for Albany State, is that a little surprising to you?
Yeah, it's very low for both teams, the run and the pass. But really, you don't look at the yardage, you look at the score. And right now, Albany State, whether they could have 25 yards running and 25-yard passing, they're up 14-3.
And when we come back, we'll have more halftime. You're watching SIAC football on ESPN. The rain has finally subsided in Fairfield, Alabama, as Albany State fought through the weather and able to get 14 points over the reigning SIAC champion, Miles College. 14-3 is your score. James Red along with Tyrone Poole. Tyrone, as far as adjustments in the second half, if you're Albany State, you're sitting pretty, 14-3, but what adjustments you think they need to make?
Oh, I tell you what, that touchdown at the end of the game was probably one of the biggest momentum boosters that Albany State could have gotten. So if I'm Coach G, I'm telling everybody, take that momentum. We ended with the first half and started with the second half, and just continue to do what they have been doing.
And we take another look at that rushing touchdown. Marquise Folks' second effort, and he's able to cross the goal line in for the score.
Yes, and that was a fourth down effort, and that told the Albany State offense that Coach G says, I believe in you guys. And anytime a coach does that, it's fourth down, critical moment, and he knows what his offense can do. And I think, again, that's why I say that momentum is going to be big for Albany State going into the second half.
Now, if you're the reigning champion, Miles College, what kind of adjustments do you think they need to make?
Miles College just need to stay with the script. Stick with the script and just go and make plays. They got Edwards. He's the bell cow. Feed him the ball, and defensively, everybody just be gap sound, gap integrity, and make plays where you have an opportunity. Be an optimistic defense. Try to take that ball away from Albany State.
When we come back, we'll see if Miles College can mount a comeback, or will Albany State break the two-game win streak of the Golden Bears right here on ESPN. Welcome back to Alumni Stadium here in Fairfield, Alabama. Miles College trailing Albany State 14-3. James Red along with Tyrone Poole. We are happy to be joined now by the head coach of the Golden Bears, Reginald Ruffin. Coach Ruffin, thank you for joining us. First of all, The first half, defensively, you were strong, but you gave up 14 points. What did you tell your defense?
Well, in that play, we just wanted to get out of that half and throwing that interception kind of back to put us against the wall with that play, and they end up scoring 14. So we got to come back out the second half. I just told them it's a new half, 0-0. Hey, we're down by 11. Let's come back and establish Miles College football.
Coach, when you look at your offense, you had some spurts, particularly in the first quarter, where you were able to move 20-20, but the red zone, you sort of bogged down a little bit. What type of adjustments you need to make?
Well, we can't make those penalties. A holding call was called back, and false start, and not making the right reads, guys running open. So we just got to settle down. Like I told them, this is an emotional game. We played these guys a lot of time, championships, regular season, so we just got to settle down for the second half.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Good luck to you in the third quarter.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Reginald Ruffin, the head coach for Miles College, also the athletic director for the Golden Bears. They will be kicking, and it will be Albany State will be receiving. Back deep, Wooten, Shorter, and Jordan. And that's Shorter, the up back, taking it, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Some good words there from Coach Ruffin there, Tom.
Yeah, like he said, it's a 0-0 game, and that's how you want to treat it from the mentality standpoint. But, of course, 14-3, it is at least a two-score game right now for Albany State. So, yes, Coach Ruffin is right. And the mindset is 0-0. But on the scoreboard, it's 14-3. Albany State is still up a two-score. So, for Albany State, they want to keep that momentum going, and if they can get anything off this first drive, it actually gives them more of an opportunity to win this game and hopefully snap that two-game winning streak that Miles College has.
Benu trying to make an adjustment. Going through the air again, going long, has a receiver open and overthrows Javon Wooten. Speedy receiver, not able to get underneath that large ball.
Yeah, Wooten, he's the guy that can take the top off that defense, and we've seen him several times kind of get deep into that Miles College defense. So look for him sometimes to be a decoy. Get him over the top, back that secondary up, and watch Albany State try to work underneath with those short passes, allowing those receivers to catch it and run, yards after the catch.
2nd and 10. Trying to find his tight end, Christian Grant. And that one incomplete. I think Grant was like, wait a minute, you throwing it to me. I've only had 2 receptions all year, 1 for a touchdown.
Yeah, you get a little bit of flow. The defense kind of went with the flow, and then you kind of have that receiver sneak out into the flats, but right there, a little bit of errant pass, and wasn't what Albany State wanted to get from that particular play.
2 of the best defenses in the SIAC center stage this evening here at Alumni Stadium. So far, it's been Albany State who has the advantage. 3rd and 10. Benu goes long again, and wow, in and out of the hands of Javon Wooten. It was right there over his shoulder.
Yeah, Wooten again. He's the guy right here you see just looking at him, staring him down. He already knows where he's going with the ball. And Wooten looked like the lights might have gotten up in his eyes, because it's kind of hard to see that ball in the air and you look up at those lights. Those lights are real bright, but that should have been a pass that was caught. But they will come back to it. We've seen him go deep to Wooten twice.
Trying to make that home run pass. And now a punting situation. Belinas on to kick for the Golden Rams. And this one will take a Golden Ram bounce inside the 20 down to about the 13-yard line. Another good punt by Belinas, whose average will go up off of the last 2 punts that he's had.
And you speak of Belinas, his average going up. Well, who's contributing to that is Robinson, back there returning the punts. You cannot let the ball hit the ground and roll. Myself being a punt returner, I've always been taught to catch every ball when you can, even if you have to fair catch it, but you never let a ball hit the ground because it's going to roll. And right now we see Miles College is deep in their own territory.
Keeper, Newell. And this time he goes nowhere fast. Albany's defense able to come around. DeShazio Williams right there to make the tackle from the right cornerback spot.
Yeah, you see 37 right there, Williams. And also on that play you saw was 30. That's what you want to do. When you see a quarterback running, you want to get as many of your teammates over there. It's an easier tackle when you got more.
Edwards. And now Edwards trying to get ahead of steam, but unable to get out of the hit of Antonio Leroy. It looks like they may have had a flag that came up.
Antonio Leroy has been all around the field. Look like he's kind of holding his arm a little bit right there, but he's been all over the field. He's a very important player for that defense of the Dirty Blue. And as far as this Miles College, they got to get the running game going. Edwards, he's the diesel. So like I said, he's comparing him to old John Riggins with the Washington football team. Crank him up. Crank up that diesel.
3rd down and 4. No flag on the play. Robinson, and oh my goodness. Oh my. Malachi Brown says hello with a big hit.
That's what you do. That's what you do. You get an opportunity, you come up, and believe me, Robinson is going to remember that hit right there. But perfect tackle to catch. That's how you run through the tackle. Lead with the shoulder pad. Great tackle. Brown, Robinson is going to say, hey, get that ball to me a little faster.
1 yard on the reception by Robinson. And now Fitch to punt.
Both punters have been doing a great job so far for these teams.
Little short, Wooten on the return. He has some room to run. He's off to the outside, the 30, inside the 20, and he's brought down at about the 16-yard line. Great return off a short punt by Fitch, and now Albany State is in business in the red zone.
Again, this is what you want. That's why you want to catch every ball, because there are opportunities. These guys are running down the field coverage. They're not really trying to run in lanes. They're watching the ball. And right here, great opportunity for Albany State, great return, putting themselves in position to hopefully put some more points on the board and try to separate themselves even more and make it tougher for that Miles College offense and the team as a whole. So the defense for Miles College got to step up here.
Folks, on the carry, gets to the line of scrimmage and does not get much else. He is brought down by a few Miles College jerseys.
This Miles College defense, they have to step up here. This is what they call put out the fire. It's a big play on special teams. Now the defense has to limit them to no more than the 3 points. If they can limit Albany State to 3 points, I would consider this a win for Miles College's defense. But if they score, Albany State scores, then you will have to say it makes it a little bit tougher for the Bears.
Option. Folks, got a head of steam, and he is knocked forward to about the 4-yard line.
And this is normally where you start to see, as an offensive guy, those running backs, they say, feed me, feed me, feed me. But this momentum, the momentum that started with the great punt return is now carrying over to the offense. And Albany State is mixing it up, and they're giving themselves an opportunity to put a touchdown on the board, which would be very, very, very important.
Inside run again by Folks, and he's going to spin and get in. Oh, no, they're going to say that his knee was down. Maybe a half a yard short. Folks is like, wait a minute, I just spun my way in, but let's see where his knee is.
Man, this is just man on man. This is just power football here.
Yes,
power football. Power football. Folks is running. The offensive line is blocking. It's who is the strongest, who spent the most time in the weight room, who has the toughness. And right now, Albany State, their offensive line and running back has the toughness.
And for the second time today, Marcus Folks is in for the score. Touchdown, Golden Rams.
Now, you got to ask yourself now, with this score right here by Fultz, all this right here is a straight lead. A straight lead, even though it's from a different formation, but it's old traditional football. You got a lead blocker, and you just get the ball to the running back and let him just follow that lead blocker in for the touchdown. So this is going to make it tough for Miles College. Do they actually now get away from their game plan?
Point after attempt by Bolinas is good. And with 10:19 left to play in the third quarter, 21-3 is your score. We'll see if Miles can mount a comeback right here on ESPN.
Since 1898, the concept of higher learning for African Americans has thrived and flourished here in the metropolitan Birmingham, Alabama. Miles College is a senior private liberal arts historically black college with roots in the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church that motivates and prepares students to seek knowledge which leads to intellectual and civic empowerment. The Miles College education engages students in rigorous study, scholarly inquiry, and spiritual awareness, enabling graduates to become lifelong learners and responsible citizens who help shape our global society. Through its coursework, community development projects, and philanthropic partnerships, Miles College students graduate with the knowledge and wisdom needed to reach their full potential and thrive in a shifting 21st century landscape. Learn more today about Miles College. To donate, learn more about course information, or to schedule a visit, go to miles.edu.
Since 1837, historically black colleges and universities have been fulfilling their purpose to educate and empower. Since 2009, the Home Depot's Retool Your School Campus Improvement Grant Program has also been powered by a purpose to update, upgrade, and uplift HBCU campuses. Today, 44 million votes, $4.1 million, and 147 grants later, we remain inspired by the people, the passion, and the power of HBCUs to continue our purpose. Learn more at retoolyourschools.com.
We are a university of amazing differences.
One of culture and diversity that span our community and link us each to another. Whoever you are,
Wherever you're from,
we are proud to welcome you
to the best university and HBCU
in the world. Albany State University. Excellence is the standard.
Mr. Folks, just a young freshman, and he's playing well like an upperclassman. His second touchdown of the evening as the Golden Rams have a 21-3 lead over the reigning SIAC champions, the Golden Bears of Miles College. You see Coach G, Gabe Giardina, trying to get everybody back because this is a statement game for both teams.
Yeah, and this is a real big statement that Miles College is going to have to do something with this possession here. They have to get some points. They would prefer a touchdown, but they need any type of points here. Right now, Albany State has tremendous momentum.
The ball was dropped, but now on the return is Mydarius Trujillo, and he was knocked down at the 1-yard line, and that's not good if you're a Golden Bear.
Mydarius.
And let's take a look at what set up that touchdown for Albany State.
Yeah, you see right here, number 10, Wooten. Again, he's a speed guy. Speed guy. Get him down the field. Get him, use his speed, and then we come back right here with Fultz. This is just a straight Imano, goal line, offense versus defense. Albany State punches it in for a touchdown.
Jalen Parker gets his first opportunity to play. Normally, he plays every third series, but he did not play in the first half, his first action today. And now he's going to keep it, get to the line of scrimmage, but not much more, as Coimba Jones and company right there to make the tackle. And you see Parker, he's a little talkative there.
Yeah, this is what happens when you get that momentum. You start feeling good about yourself, and it just creates energy. It creates energy. So what you're seeing right there with Barnes is what they call you got the momentum. You got the juice.
Trying to work themselves out of a hole. Kingston Davis on the carry. May have gained 1 yard on that carry.
Now, if Miles College doesn't get out of this hole, meaning they don't get a first down and keep the ball moving, if they got to punt the ball from here, they're going to give the ball back to an Albany State offense that is throwing and running the ball tremendously. And I don't think Miles College wants to do that.
Parker, so far this season, 2 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground.
Parker got to come up big here. They have to go with the run.
Staying safe on the run, and good second effort there by Kingston Davis. And looks like he's close to a first down for the Bears.
Great call. You see the pull, the power. You see those 2 guys pull. They seal and open up the great running lanes, and that is what that offensive Miles College needed. Now they got breathing room. Now they can run any type of package right now. They don't have to worry about the fear of a safety. They can now run their traditional offense.
Oh, this time they ate it all up. The defense was right there early and often. Josh Hill, one of those talented freshmen for Albany State, makes the play.
Yeah, if you want to stop a team, you stop them on first down. First down is very important for an offense because you want to get positive yards because that sets up second down and makes it an easier third down. But right there, Albany State was able to crash the gaps, and you saw Hill make that big play on first down, which now is going to make it second and long for these guys. Second and inches.
And trying to go to the outside is Davis, and Davis goes nowhere fast and actually loses some yardage on that carry. White shirts of Albany State have been swarming around the football so far.
Yeah, I know I said it was second and inches, but actually it was second and 12, and this makes it third and 12, so third and long. And no team that I know of, when it's that long, actually has an opportunity to convert. It's very hard to convert a third and long.
Pitch and catch reception made close to the first down marker, maybe a half-yard short. Jai Andrews with a good acrobatic catch.
Yeah, Albany State will come in with a little bit of heat there, but actually Parker was able to step up and make a good throw. He's eyeing his receiver down, knows exactly where he's going with it. Zip lines the ball in there. Miles College gets the first down. They're moving the chains. Up, 4th and 1.
About a yard short. And instead of going for it, they're going to kick. Fitch is on for the punt.
Which I think is a very smart decision by Coach Ruffin.
Don't want to give Albany another short field. And then Wooten will call for a fair catch. When we come back, we'll see if Miles and the purple and gold, the Golden Bears, can come out of a 21-3 deficit as Albany State has the momentum right here on ESPN. Head coach Reginald Ruffin of Miles College Golden Bears trying to figure out a way to get his team back into this game as they trail 21-3. And Albany has the ball, and they're going to see if they can add on to that 21-3 lead. James Red along with Tyrone Poole, and it has been an offensive explosion of sorts for the Golden Rams. And this time we have a couple of players slip down, and there was a flag down. And you can see Coach Ruffin is saying, wait a minute, he slipped.
If you're Miles College, you're hoping it's incidental contact, but look like it's going to be a little bit of pass interference there.
Our head official, Lewis Saxon.
There's no foul for pass interference. It was incidental contact.
Incidental contact.
All right, I like it. As a defensive back, I love to hear those words. Incidental contact.
So you saying that you had a lot of incidental contact?
Man, I would go talk to the referee before the game. I'm asking him how his family doing. I'm letting them see my number because I know I'm going to do some holding during the games. So I want him to say incidental contact.
1st and 10. Now with a full head of steam is Cam Ward, and Cam Ward into Miles territory, and he brings the entire defense with him. Say hello to Cam Ward.
Oh, man, 5'9". You guys want to see what 5'9" power look like? Aggressive? That's what it looks like. Spin. Keep the legs moving. This is what the coaches say. Keep your legs moving. They tell us on defense when we make a tackle, keep the legs moving. Well, on offense, when you're running the ball, you're telling people like Cam Ward, keep the legs moving. Keep it churning. Keep it churning butter. So that's what he did. Big pickup. Hard run there by
Folks comes back in to try to keep the ground game going, and he's able to get some more positive yards. And I think the momentum is definitely in the hands of the pewter helmets.
Coach Gabe looking at his game plan there saying, okay, hey, what else can we do? Because really right here, eventually they're going to get into their 4-minute offense. And again, 4-minute offense means they're going to try to run the ball, take as much time off their clock as they can. Somebody needs to come up with a play on Miles College defense.
2nd down and 5. Benu getting some pressure. And, he tried to dump it off to Folks, and that one was just a little bit over his head. That was a touch pass.
Yeah, you guys heard that pass. Well, on defense and also on the sideline, that is an indicator of helping the defense kind of understand what's going on because things happen so fast. You see run. You're going to hear people saying run. That means everybody stop what you're doing, get your head around, and try to make the tackle. Right there, you heard pass. So you know it's not run. Get your head around, find the quarterback, find the receiver in your zone, and let's cover up.
3rd and 5. Folks this time gets enough of the first down and a few more yards. And this time the momentum is staying with Albany State and their drive continues.
Again, give it a default. Workhorse, big gap, opening up by Albany State's offense. And we're beginning to see a little bit of wear and tear looks like on Miles College's front four. Albany State, they're beginning to lean on their defensive line of Miles College and open up great holes.
Give it to Cam. Cam has some power and speed and some shiftiness. Able to get inside the 20. Great move there by Cam Ward.
Yeah, again, look like a good 1-2 punch by Albany State. You give it to Falks up between the tackles, and then you give it to Ward and let him use his speed and his quickness to get to the outside. So now the defense has to prepare for an actual speed guy and
offense,
a guy who's
number 77. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
All that shiftiness and movement pushed back due to Trey Pringle called for a hold. There's a shot of Pringle. to Cam Ward. He breaks the line of scrimmage, and you just got to be careful. Gaylord right there to make the tackle. This young man looks like a breath of fresh air for this offense.
Hey, get a ball to Ward, and guess what they did? To show Pringle that, hey, we have trust in you, they came right back and ran behind Pringle again, the sophomore offensive lineman. So, again, Coach Gabe, I like him. He actually trusted his guys to say, hey, we're going to go in and we're going to score this touchdown before halftime, and then he come right back and tell Pringle, we believe in you. We're going to run right behind you again.
Benu with time throws a bullet incomplete intended for Tyree Taylor.
Yeah, he had Taylor there too. He had him. He just threw the ball a little bit too low. Trajectory was a little bit too low. But if he delivers a good ball here, that is a yak catch. Yards after the catch, he's still running.
3rd down, 17, ball at the 35. Less than 10 seconds to play on the play clock. They got to get the play off soon. And now looks like Coach G is going to call a timeout rather than take that penalty on 3rd and 17. When we come back, we'll see if Albany State can keep this drive alive as they have a 21-3 lead right here on ESPN.
As a global bank, our game plan is to help clients manage their money. We're a team of challengers, thinkers, and go-getters. Together, we bring out the best in each other. With our partner SIAC, we're creating pathways for the next generation of talent. We're scouting bankers, advisors, techies, and yes, athletes. Kick off your career with UBS.
All the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at academy.com or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
Since 1837, historically black colleges and universities have been fulfilling their purpose to educate and empower. Since 2009, the Home Depot's Retool Your School Campus Improvement Grant Program has also been powered by a purpose to update, upgrade, and uplift HBCU campuses. Today, 44 million votes, $4.1 million, and 147 grants later, we remain inspired by the people, the passion, and the power of HBCUs to continue our purpose. Learn more at retoolyourschools.com.
And Coach G right now trying to pitch a win here, trying to get his team over the hump. They've lost the last 2. Here comes Cam Ward, and Cam looks like he has enough to get them close to a first down. Cam Ward's been a good breath of fresh air, subbing in for Marcus Folks, and this has become a 1-2 punch. They may be short of the first down. It'll bring up a 4th down ball down to the 30-yard line. And now they're going to kick, looks like it'll be about a 42-yard field goal. Belinas, the kick is up, and no good, wide right. And Belinas' field goal attempt does not make it through the uprights, and the defense holds. And remember, the SIAC football championship game is coming right around the corner. The Western Division champion will host, and you'll have a chance to watch it and see the annual SIAC football championship game on November 13th. Fans, visit www.thesiac for official conference information and championship gear. Yes, there is championship gear for the SIAC. Newell on the keep, check that. That is Parker, who will stay in at quarterback. And he'll get a carry there for positive yards. And now, as you said, Tyrone, momentum, they're trying to move it forward.
Yeah, right here, Miles is going to have to play hurry-up football. You're not going to see too much check with me with them. They're going to try to get the ball snapped and get a play going as quick as they can.
Inside run may have gained 1 yard. Now they're just trying to get Edwards out of that pile.
And, you know, Parker, you saw Parker run the ball, but Parker also is going to play big. He's going to have big dividends as far as with his arm, not just with his legs, but his arm. He's going to have to look to run, but look to throw downfield because Miles needs some big plays on offense.
And big play coming off that backside sack. Malik Barnes with the big sack, playing that bandit linebacker position for Albany's Dirty Blue defense.
Yeah, that Dirty Blue bringing a little bit more heat right there. Actually, this is the way you want to get to the quarterback. You got someone pushing from the outside so the quarterback cannot roll out and escape containment. You make him step up into the pocket. Now he can't step up into the pocket because you got the D tackles that are pushing. And you end up getting a sack right there by Albany State, right there by number 7, Barnes.
His 4th sack of the season. He came in with 3. Newell. Check that. Parker goes down, and they may have an intentional grounding on that play. And, yes, he does throw the flag, and it looks like it'll be an intentional grounding.
Yeah, like he was trying to avoid the sack.
Intentional grounding, number 3, offense. 5 yards, lost it down, 4th down.
And the good defensive push by Anthony Harvey and company. And now another 4th down. The offense for Miles is starting to break down series by series. They're getting less productive, and that shows what type of defense Albany State has.
Well, it kind of shows what Miles College is not built to do. They're built to run the ball. They run the ball more than they throw the ball. They are capable of throwing, but running is what this team is built. And when you can make a team play one-handed, then you allow them to play in their weak spot. And passing is not one of the strengths for Miles College.
Whistle blown to stop play. Looks like they got a false start.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 32. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Coach Ruffin most likely thinking, how can we flip this and get the momentum with less than a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter?
You know, somebody on defense is going to have to come up with some big plays. They need some big plays, pick 6. They need something to get this momentum and try to put some points on the board for Miles College.
Does take a Golden Bear bounce and out of bounds inside the 40 down to about the 35. 26.1 seconds left in the 3rd. And for some people who are just tuning in to ESPN Plus, we thank you for logging on. And yes, 21-3 for those who are fans of the blue and gold. This is, as they say, a long time coming. If you're a fan of the purple and gold, you're trying to figure out what happened. What happened? This young man right here, Deontay Banu and company, have been able to put together an offensive gem.
Yeah, Banu and that offensive line of 72 Thomas, number 50 Harvey, Gordon, Simon, them guys just going to keep pounding that defensive line of Miles College so that Ward and everybody else can run the ball productively.
And Cam Ward is just coming out of that backfield going full speed. I mean, his acceleration is almost instant, Tyrone.
He's a good changeup. He's a good changeup for this Albany State offense. It's like thunder and lightning. You got one guy that runs hard and another guy that's super quick.
Final seconds of the third quarter. And the team from Albany, Georgia, have made the road up to Fairfield, Alabama. And right now they're 1 quarter away from breaking a 2-game losing streak to the reigning SIAC champions. Big hits and big plays. Golden Rams with a 21-3 lead as we start the fourth after this break. The cheerleaders of Miles College, all they know when they play Albany State, it's been a win and a win and a win. But tonight, that may be changing as the Golden Rams are just 15 minutes away from saying, yes, we've gotten it off our backs. We can defeat the reigning SIAC champions.
Yeah, they got the monkey off their back, right? They've lost 2 straight games, Albany State, to Miles College. 2019 was a championship.
Their flare out pass. This one going to Tyreek Taylor, and he gets out to midfield. Looks like enough to move the chains for a first down.
Now, if you're Albany State, you just want to call some good, safe plays. Plays that you know work, and you want to tell your quarterback, if we have to throw the ball, take what the defense gives you. Don't try to force it. There's no need. We're sitting in a perfect position. Now, if you're Miles College defense, you're trying to tell them to take the ball away. Take the ball away. Create turnovers.
Get a Cam Ward, and like I said, he's just like a shot of espresso. Wow. It goes down fast and it hits you hard.
You know what makes this play work, James, is the fact like you said, his burst, his speed. He's able to hit the hole so fast that he's already up on the second level before the first person can touch him.
Second and short, rather than third and longs, they're having second and short so far here in the second half. Give again to Ward. He sidesteps, and wow, one tackle away from having a wide open field. Good open field tackle there by Kadarius Roberts, playing that D tackle position.
Yeah, again, Ward, people. Ward is just a freshman, so you're gonna see a lot of him in the next several years. And I like this kid already. I like his burst. He hits the hole going 100 miles per hour, so I like that. And again, this offensive line, Gordon, Simmons, Harvey, Thomas, those guys just need to continue to block and just open up holes. And we can't forget Pringle, number 77.
Purdue now getting some pressure. He eludes the defender, throws it long, and overthrows everybody into the back of the end zone. He was being pursued heavy by Jalen McWhite, playing that weak side linebacker.
Yeah, but you don't want to just throw the ball up in the air, okay? If you're going to throw it away towards the sideline. He was out of the pocket. He's safe, and he can throw it. Wasn't no attempt of a sack. So throw the ball away, play it safe. Just don't throw an errant pass and give Miles College any hope. Right now, Albany State wants to keep the pedal to the metal, as they say. Keep grinding.
Folks back into the game, and he's able to get 1, possibly 2 yards. Good shoestring tackle there by Roosevelt Thompson in that nose tackle position. Now, Miles is normally, compared to most teams, undersized on their defensive front, but they're fast guys that can able to penetrate.
Yeah, they need to start penetrating right now, because right now these two freshmen, Fulks and Ward, they are doing some damage to that Miles College defense. And right now you see the difference. Look at the different styles of Fulks. When he hits the hole a little bit slower than Ward.
And this time a big sack. The defense for Miles College steps up big in a major way. Jalen Thomas with his second sack.
And you called it, James. This defense of Miles, they play for a great coach who knows no sign and will not give no signs of giving up. These guys, Miles College, those purple helmets, those golden bears, they're going to fight to the very end. They're not going to give up just because they're 21 points down. They're not champions for nothing.
Two-time champion, back-to-back. Belinas. And it will go out of bounds right at about the 10-yard line. 21-3 is your score. Coach G trying to hold on to try to get another victory right here on ESPN. Here live at Sloan Alumni Stadium in Fairfield, Alabama. Miles College trails Albany State 21-3 in a key East and West SIAC matchup. James Red along with Tyrone Poole. Tyrone, what we've seen is Albany even go deeper into their running back stable and find a new guy in Cam Ward who's been pretty exciting.
Yeah, Falks and Ward, these guys, what is so great that I'm looking at, the fact they're freshmen. They're both great changeups. One is quick and fast and hits the hole like lightning, and the other one is a little bit more methodical, kind of like thunder, but he brings a lot of pounding, and that's Falks when he runs the ball. So these guys, man, the SIAC got to look forward to these guys for many more years to come.
And for Miles College, they've made a running back switch. Kingston Davis back in. They've also had a quarterback switch. And then they go back to Claude Newell, and this time he goes down with a sack, the dirty blue defense, and that freshman, Jashawn Baker, able to make a big play.
Yeah, you know, this team of Albany State, we've called a lot of names that have made plays. Baker, he's another one, 6'2". Guess what, people? He's a freshman. So the SIAC, you're going to see 96 for many more years.
Could be a free play. Flag is thrown. And now Newell trying to find somebody open. He can't. And he goes out of bounds.
Yeah, I like that hustle there by Harvey. Number 94 for Albany State. That's how you want your D-line to hustle, man.
Our head official, Louis Satrin. He's just trying to get the number right.
Offside, defense, number 7. 5-yard penalty remains third down.
And that was Malik Barnes for the Golden Rams.
You know, it's like times in the game like this where you can jump off sides and, you know, nobody really says anything. You know, it's kind of like when you win, you know, it's kind of like you don't really look at the mistakes. When you're up 21-3, that's offside. But if the game was switched and Albany State was behind, everybody would be yelling
what are you doing?
at Barnes. Yeah, stay on side. But right now, hey, we up 21-3.
Trying to get something going is Kingston Davis. And that big run goes nowhere fast as white shirts were right there to swarm him quickly. Leading the way was Josh Hill, another one of those fabulous freshmen for the Dirty Blue defense.
Yeah, again, Miles, they're running the ball, but I got to believe that you got to see more passing than running. Probably double pass to the run because they only have 9:36, 9:35 left in the game. The defense got to come with a 3 and out to at least try to get the ball back to Miles. And if I'm Miles, when I get it back, they probably only got about 2 possessions. They got to try to come up with something big.
Good kick. Wooten gets the punt and may have had 2 yards on the return. If we come back, we'll see if Albany State can put this game on ice with 9 minutes, 17 seconds, or will Miles mount a tremendous comeback? Stay tuned. And that marching purple machine, Miles College marching band, trying to hype up the crowd, get them out of the doldrums. Because right now, a team that is not known for losing a lot, they're trailing 21-3. James Red along with Tyrone Poole, Alumni Stadium in Fairfield, Alabama, right outside of Birmingham off of I-20 and I-59. And right now, Albany State may try to get on the interstate with a win this evening. Cam Ward, and here comes Cam Ward. I mean, he's like a shot of espresso, 10-5, and he's knocked out of bounds 2 yards short of the goal line. Great run by Cam Ward.
Yeah, you know, I'm beginning to believe that Cam Ward runs track for the Albany State track team, because he hits this hole already going 60 miles per hour. It's like coming out the blocks. I'm like, he hits that hole just like a sprinter times that gun from the referee when he shoots it. So, again, this is a great switch-up, change-up for Albany State, and both of these guys are freshmen, people. Ward is a freshman, and it's just so awesome to see these two guys run the ball.
Cam Ward, and Cam Ward's in for the touchdown. 2 runs, makes it all the way in. Another score for the Golden Rams, and the young man out of Ocilla, Georgia, Irvin County High School. He's making a name for himself tonight.
Yeah, if it's not Ward, it's Falls. And right now, we see Ward. We saw Falls, number 29. That's the change-up that Albany State has. That's why I'm so elated and happy just to see how great HBCU football is. There's talent in the land, and Albany State is displaying 2 great running backs, Ward and Falls.
Bolinas with the point after attempt, and with 8:37 left to play, the 1-2 punch of Folks and Ward. The knockout blow may be coming for Miles. We'll see. Stay tuned. And the true freshman, the youth will lead them. And for Albany State, Cam Ward, the young man from Ocilla, Georgia, Irwin County, Georgia. That is southern Georgia, near Valdosta. And he has definitely been a breath of fresh air for Albany State. He, along with Marcus Folks, has been a 1-2 punch, and they have jumped out to a 28-3 lead. James Red, along with Tyrone Poole. And Tyrone, we thought this was going to be a 15-round battle, a slobber knocker. and it's turned out to be a blowout in favor of the blue and gold.
Yeah, we just saw Ward drinking the water, cooling himself off, and he's going to enjoy this film when they look at it on Sunday. And it's just exciting to see what Coach G, and I know he's excited with his staff, the type of players that they got. And like I said, the players that we called their names during this game, those were young guys, people. So they're making plays as freshmen. Now just think how much more better this team, Albany State, is going to be when those guys get more games up under their belts and they become more mature.
No doubt about it. And Claude Newell, with 8:37 left, if he mounts a comeback on this one, this will be a game that all Miles College fans will never forget. And it'll start off right now with Dante Edwards trying to break that vaunted dirty blue defense. But he goes nowhere fast because now with a 28-3 lead defensively, they're going to peel their ears back, I would think.
Yeah, you want to, they got to throw the ball. Like I said, you're going to probably see Miles College throw in a run here or there. But you're going to see them throw the ball downfield. They got 8:08 left in the game, about 8 minutes left in the game. They probably got about one more possession, and that's going to be it. So if they don't score here, then it's going to be pretty. It's almost difficult now, but it's going to be impossible if they don't score here.
Oh, fumble on the play, and wow, the ball went up in the air, and able to make the recovery is Albany State, and man, Edwards is down, and Stephon Pierre just was Johnny on the spot, able to get that loose ball.
Yeah, that ball came popping up like someone squeezed it out of a tube. He took a big hit there. That's what you call tackling the football. Let's check it out, and see what happened.
And wow, I mean, a big hit, and Stephon Pierre was right there. I mean, Malik Barnes was there, and also Jalen Pugh applied the hit, and it was Stephon Pierre who was able to get the loose ball. We'll take a break, and we'll check on the health of Dante Edwards, 28-3 right here on ESPN. The dance team for the Purple Marching Machine of Miles College trying to motivate their team as they trail 28-3 with 7:50 left to play in regulation. James Red, along with Tyrone Poole and the pewter helmets of Albany State, have been running into the end zone and applying, as they see on the street, applying the leather to Miles College.
Yeah, you know, the last time Albany State actually beat Miles College by several touchdowns, you had to go all the way back to 2017 in the same place, Fairfield, Alabama. They ended up beating Miles College 34-9. So, you know, again, this is a great rivalry. These guys have been playing each other for a long time, but you had to go back to 2017 when Albany State actually put up a bunch of points against a Miles College defense.
Here comes Cam Ward again. This time he's upended, but not before he gains a few, close to a first down. The young man from Ocilla, Georgia, and some of you who are music aficionados, you're thinking, Ocilla, Georgia, how do I know that name?
Ocilla!
If you've ever heard of the group Sam and Dave, Hold On, I'm Coming, that famous song of the 1950s, early 60s, Dave was from Ocilla, Georgia. So, you know, digging deep into the R&B charts there. But Cam Ward and Marcus Folks are a tandem to be reckoned with this year in the SIAC.
Yeah, and that's what Cam Ward and Folks are saying. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
I'm coming.
Wait a minute now.
That's what they tell you. They telling you that the offensive line of Albany State, Gordon, Harvey, Simmons, and Pringle, Thomas, they saying, hold on.
Now hold on. I know you're from Georgia, but that does not give you the license to sing.
Hey, man. Hey, we got to make it because Miles College ain't feeling too good right now.
All right, Cam Ward now with the spin move gets close to the 20-yard line, brought down about the 21.
Yeah, this is where you're just going to see Albany State get into that, just run the time out the clock. They're going to try to take up as much time as they can before they snap the ball. Now, if you're Miles College, when the coaches look at this film, they want to be able to see the same effort that they saw in the first quarter. You don't want to see nobody, if I'm Coach Ruffin, you don't want to see nobody quitting just because you're down 28-3. Like he said coming in from halftime, the score is 0-0. Right here, you still got to keep the mentality 0-0 and play hard because the eye in the sky don't lie. If you loaf, it's going to show.
Give to Ward again, and this time slip and fall. Don't need to call the lawyer on that one. It's just a standard slip and fall.
Yeah, this guy's so quick and fast. The only thing that can slow him down is he tripping himself up. The grass monster, as they call it.
Turf monster these days.
Turf monster. There you go.
And for Coach G, I think the future is very bright for his team. We've seen so many freshmen who have stepped up big this evening and played well for the Golden Rams.
Coach G, they actually did a great job during the summer to get a lot of their guys in so that they can get this bonding, so they can play like they're playing right now, because this just doesn't happen. This is called chemistry, and the earlier you can get the guys in, the more continuity you can have.
And here comes Cam again, keeping his feet, and this time he is brought down by Mitchell Smiley, but those tackles now a little bit too late. Red zone time for Cam Ward.
They go back and look at this film. I'm like, this is the type of film as an offense. You sit and, you know, you just are just astonished about what you're seeing on film. And it worked to perfection, just the way you drew it up. And this is a film that's easy to look at if you're Albany State. And it's a film where, as a defense, they're going to keep rewinding and rewinding and rewinding that film to show who was the breakdown.
New running back in the game, Malik Pierce, out of Wrightsville, Georgia, redshirt sophomore. He'll play the wide receiver position and the running back spot. Lost his shoe on that play. And now the clock is working against Miles College. It's highly unlikely here on 4th and 1 we're going to see a fantastic play to try to tip the momentum. But for Bolinas, a field goal here may put this one in the cooler on ice.
I think that thing was already on ice. This is going to shut the lid.
And the kick is good. With 3:29 left to play, it has been Since 2018, check that 2017, that we've seen an Albany State team defeat Miles College. And 3 minutes and 29 seconds away, yes, with the chest bump, Albany State can say that they pulled it off and won. And you see Coach G, he's constantly coaching up his squad. Remember, 2020, no football. In the spring, they were able to get a couple of games with Florida A&M and West Florida in spring scrimmages. And those games were important because he lost 80% of his offense due to graduation at the end of 2019. So he knew he was working with a lot of young guys, added some freshman pieces, and now he has a foundation that could possibly bring home an SIAC title.
Yeah, and James, like you alluded to, 2017 was the biggest win that Albany State had against Miles College, 34-9. 2018, as you alluded to, was the last time Albany State beat Miles College. And I'm pretty sure if these two teams face each other again somewhere down the road, if you're Miles College, you got to come in with a little bit low confidence based off of how they ran the ball against your number one defense.
Robinson will kneel it. And going back to the drawing board will be Miles College, as this is the most points the defense has given up in SIAC play. Second most they've given up all season. Definitely the most they've given up at home. And for Coach Ruffin, he knows that he's had his work cut out for him, but this is nothing new. He has had teams that have gone on losing streaks and able to turn it around and able to walk away with a conference title. So let's see what the season will bring as they try to make some adjustments. Good run here by Kingston Davis. And he's brought down by Antonio Leroy Jr. and company. And Leroy just happy to be 100%, was out and injured, and 2020 may have been a blessing in disguise for him to get him fully healthy. Less than 3 minutes to play here at Alumni Stadium in Fairfield, Alabama. Give again to Davis, and he may have gained 2 on that one to bring up third and about 4.
Yeah, you know, if you're Miles College, you know, you got to take the good and the bad. There were some good things that happened in this game, but unfortunately there were more bad things than good things. So you take this game, you go study it, and they get prepared for Benedict. Benedict, they came up on the short end against Fort Valley today, so they're going to be hungry. So Miles and Benedict got two teams that coming off of losses, and hopefully Miles College, Coach Ruffin can get his team back on the right path to get themselves situated to hopefully get back into a championship game, probably against Albany State.
And a trip and fall for Kingston Davis. Had a hold there, but just stumbled a little bit. And he says, don't help me up. I'm upset at myself.
Exactly. And then if you're Albany State, James, you're coming off this big victory, you enjoy it, you look at the film, Coach Gabe, they're going to relax and enjoy it and still try to look for ways that they can get better because they got a team in Edward Waters who beat Morehouse 37-13. So unlike Miles College and Benedict, two teams that lost, Albany State got a team in Edward Waters. They had a big victory, so you got two teams coming off of victories playing each other next week.
Newell will keep it, and he gets a lot of yards, enough for the first down. That'll move the chains and keep the ball in the hands of the Golden Bears. And Coach is trying to get his offense together.
Yeah, but see, you know when the game is out of hand. You go over, you tap the guy who takes the headsets, and then you take your own headsets off. So that's when you know it's over. You don't need to call no more plays.
Wow, this time spin move, and Malik Barnes, I mean, he just came in and he ended up hitting Newell because he whiffed on Kingston Davis. I mean, that was like a car that was going out of control.
That's what it looked like, and that's the way it was. The way Walter Cronkite said, the score is 31-3, and that is the way it is.
And now Davis is coming. Now, see, now you officially dated yourself. I'm just saying that.
Hey,
you called me the old person, but you brought up Walter Cronkite.
Hey,
so
I am a
student
student of the game, so, hey, thank God for the internet, right? You can go Google everything.
Less than 10 seconds to play. The clock will run out, and for Albany State, 2 years, and yes, he gets a little Gatorade, and he deserves it. They were 2 times denied an SIAC title, but right now they're in first place in the SIAC East, and they have defeated their longtime nemesis, Miles College. 31-3 is your final, and that Dirty Blue defense was definitely up to the challenge this evening as they did not allow a touchdown. And Tyrone, your thoughts on this game?
What I saw from this game here, if I'm Coach G, I'm so happy I got a thunder and lightning backfield. Ward, and you got False. And for Miles, you know what? You're still champions. You still had opportunity, so go get better and look at the film and come back next week.
And for the Dirty Blue defense, they played well. Miles College defense played well early on, but Coach G, with his strong words and motivation, they were able to really sprint out and get the win. For Tyrone Poole, I'm James Verrett, and for all our production people, we thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining the SIAC on ESPN. Your final score, Albany State 31, Miles College 3.